It's taking you 7 years to write this album.
Mm-hmm.
7 years.
Yeah.
What's been going on these last 7 years? Something got to feel complete. Something got to feel like you done something in 7 years.
I've been living.
Yeah.
I've been living. Between every album I live. You know, I'm not the girl that's like, next year, there's another album. Because what am I singing about? All of my songs are deeply me. And every single album has been about my life and what I've had to surmount, or, you know, like, or what I've had to, like, get beyond. And so this album, I was going through some very real life awakening scenarios, for want of a better phrase. And I had to take a minute and really figure out what I wanted it to look like moving forward in my life, period. Yeah.
You said this album was a reawakening. You had to give yourself a soul hug. What did that mean?
I had to just be nice to myself extensively for a while. I realized that I was making every album for something or someone else. You know, whether it was my family, whether it was other people's expectations, whether it was what I thought I should be doing. And then it came up maybe 2017. I started working on this album. I didn't even know it, maybe in 2012. But maybe 2017, after I put out True Romance and I was getting ready to go with Lovers Rock, I was having these conversations with my mom and my dad. And the more I had these conversations with them, the more I realized the things that I were raised on were not true. And they were clear in telling me everything. They were just like, yeah, so for the first time, I had the courage to just ask, like, so you guys have been married. So the short version of the story as I get ready to release Lovers Rock is my mom and dad had me and my two sisters separated kind of by force, family stuff, and then got back together when I was 23 as a for real couple. Then got married when I was 33. Yeah, so that's
so
the whole story of
they
Lovers
real
Rock.
wild. Your parents is wild.
Their journey was incredible, but beautiful, but theirs.
Yeah.
And I was taking on their journey with all of my decisions from dating to, you know, I was taking on essentially the sins or the stuff that my family had charged me with. You know, that I felt like they had charged me with. They didn't tell me I had to do anything. And, you know, I believe that your parents do the best they can with what they got.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, using that as more like escape, you know, kind of like a scapegoat scenario for myself. And I was like, you know, doesn't feel good. My body don't want it. Eczema breakouts were becoming way frequent. And I felt like I got rid of them when I was in my late 20s, and they started coming back with a force. My voice went. I was sick every time. Like, it was one thing after the other, back to back to back. So I kept asking my mom questions and my dad eventually. And as I started to wrap up the whole cycle of Lovers Rock, I realized I'd written the album about them. It wasn't actually about me and my feelings. It was like rewriting their story.
Wow.
And so I dedicated it to them as like a cycle, a chapter closing. But knowing the things I knew was like, oh, well, now I can't sit here and act like that was okay or this is all right to keep moving forward with. So went and found some therapy. I went and spoke to people frequently.
Before you get into what you had to kind of unpack in therapy, though, I really want to go back to the story with your parents because I want to know, what did you feel was heaped on you? Because you're the second oldest, firstborn girl. You're one of 9. And so I can imagine that you felt a lot of pressure to perform, to succeed, to be perfect, to kind of set this example.
Set the example is the quote. And for me, it left no room for error. And even if you did something that was slightly weird, it was still like, before anybody could critique me, I would talk crazy to myself. You know, before anyone could tell me how bad I sounded this week, I already told myself I sounded crazy. You know, before anybody could tell me, oh, that's going to reflect badly, I already told myself and beat myself up about it. And I believe your body hears when you say that. You know, the body keeps score. We had this. So it was a lot of that going on. And imagine doing that for 30-something years to yourself. My body was like, oh, I'm good. It's enough. Stop. Cut it out.
I mean, so much of this was the self-talk that you were doing to yourself.
Yeah. And it wasn't, how would I say this? My parents, I never want to paint them as villains, but again, I had to stop the buck somewhere with them. Me and my mom had real real frank conversations about everything. And to the point where I'm like, I'm very proud to say I can tell her, like, no, don't call me with that today. I don't got it.
Yeah.
Go, you have tools, go use them. I don't want to hear you complain about so and so and so and so. You let them talk to you like that. Go handle that. I'm not your parent. You're my parent. You know, we've had conversations like that.
You know
It's
what?
tough.
I mean, because that's part of like when you're the oldest. I mean, because we were kind of having this before we started,
We're
being the
second
oldest.
parents.
Yeah, you become the parentified child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just wanted to not be that for my whole life. And not be that for like this next version, this next chapter, this next act that I got going that that I enjoy as freedom here, and I felt like I couldn't do it back then. I felt like I'd always be beholden to somebody's version of who they think I should be, and well, it doesn't track for the family for you to behave like that, and who told you to behave? And it was just like me.
It's so many women who feel that way though, Estelle.
I know.
Like it's so many women. I mean, because I know I've walked around with that. And of course, when you come from a family where you have a parent who's well known and around the globe and you cannot go anywhere without being associated with your parent. You know, like everywhere I go, I'm Steve Harvey's daughter, you know?
Yeah.
And so that comes with expectation and that comes with a level of I have to be a certain way, and it's very performative.
I feel like the word autonomy is underused when we talk about just that whole experience. Like, where I think and then take it out of just like our shared experience of being oldest daughters, right? People feel like and I was having a discussion this weekend. People feel like, well, the internet told me I'm supposed to do this by this time. The internet told me that if I'm not washing my face this way, the internet told me if I don't put this thing on my mouth and this thing on my nose and show the world the minute I get up.
Ooh, ain't that the new thing, girl?
I just think I don't care. I don't want to see you all doing this.
I don't want to see you brush your teeth and how you pour your water in your glass in the morning.
And put banana peels on your face.
And
you seen that guy? Oh my goodness.
Girl,
I want to see none of it. Like,
I said the banana peels. Well, what am I doing? Do I need to put banana peels on my face today?
No, you probably don't.
Take my mouth to go to bed?
You probably don't. No, it's glorious now. Why would you do that? But to me, it took switching off and practicing the switch off, practicing how do I feel in my body, and what's God telling me right now? What's the Holy Spirit telling me right now? What's the thing that's burning in my soul? Like, I would ask for physical cues, because I think sometimes your mind is calibrated to work a certain way, and so until you uncalibrate it, for whatever better phrase, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's gonna immediately take you there. So I would ask for physical cues. I would be like, God, when I'm doing something crazy, make my left knee ache. Or if this is the right task, Holy Spirit, let this burn. Let my stomach, let my chest go. Every time.
Wow.
Like, it's on the one. Like, if I'm speaking and I feel like we're in the right here, it's almost like it's not almost. It's the Holy Spirit is talking to me.
Yeah.
Let me know. Good.
We have the magic.
We have it.
Hey Vault family, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, make sure to check out our full interview on our channel at Vault Empowers Talks. We don't just scratch the surface. We dive deep into the lives of some of the world's most influential leaders and change makers. Don't forget to like, to comment, and be sure to subscribe for more inspiring conversations. See you next time.